As of recording, Pathaan has already entered the 100 crore club, and I'm not surprised because it is an action film. It's a very typical. Admittedly, the film is or could have been much better. There were so many things that I felt the film could have done better, especially the VFX. At points, I felt the VFX was slightly off. There were so many moments in the film that I could point out that were done in front of a green screen, and also at the same time, I felt that the CGI was subpar for a film that's done so well. But despite that, this film throughout is an edge of the seat thriller, and it does not disappoint you with the twists and turns. Yes, there are many twists and turns in the film. The action sequences are very well choreographed throughout the sequence of the film. It's amazing that there were so many sequences that he's done that come out realistic. The fight sequence with Deepika Padukone in the film, brilliant. The way it was choreographed is really well done. There was one particular scene that I absolutely enjoyed, and it was towards the beginning of the film where he's been caught and he's using a shotgun to fight his way out of it. The attention to detail in that scene and how he fights his way out of that situation is amazing. There is one very small specific sequence where he reloads the gun and the camera actually follows the reload of the gun to the exact millisecond. That attention to detail really spoke to me because it was fun to watch cinematography done that differently. There were moments in the film that just had me gasping at the screen. I do understand that a lot of things have been borrowed from other action sequences. There was also the fight in a train sequence which has an extended cameo by Salman Khan, and that sequence felt very familiar. I had seen a similar sequence, the iconic hallway scene of Daredevil and Punisher, very similar to the ones. The only one difference between those two scenes and the one in Pathaan is how the scene is choreographed and how it's paced. Otherwise, what I felt was this film is genuinely very different from the other action films I've seen. One of the biggest advantages that this film has is the cast of the film. I mean, we all know Shah Rukh Khan is going to be a puller for any kind of film that he's part of. You can call it a flop, you can call it a hit, but people are going to end up watching the film regardless of what happens. Deepika Padukone is another big name in the industry, and she's going to pull a lot of the audience. One thing that's gone under the radar and not a lot of people are actually talking about is John Abraham's performance as a villain in the film. His performance is genuinely scary. That portrayal of a villain makes you question a lot of things about how we deal with people around us. It reminds me of Dhoom. This film has been John Abraham's best film since Dhoom, and that's saying something. I think he suits the anti-hero villain role, and he will do better in roles like that. Overall, as an action blockbuster, it does really well. It keeps you on the edge of the seat throughout the film, and the biggest reason for the film being so well done is how it's paced throughout the thing. Okay, there were moments in the first half that weren't as paced as I would have liked it to be. It could have been faster, but at the same time, you have to understand that when people are setting up the second half of the film or the finale of the film, you have to spend a little time setting up the characters as well. That being said, I would highly recommend you watch this film, especially in the theaters, because the experience of the film, it really shows what an action film can be. Frankly, it reminded me of Top Gun Maverick when I was watching it, because Top Gun Maverick was one of those films where I'm just looking at Tom Cruise and going, how is this man in his 60s doing it so well? I had the same thoughts when I was watching Pathaan. How is this man in his 60s doing this? Peace, that's been my time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're here, hit that subscribe button and you can watch my reviews of other movies and TV shows right here as well.